How you guys doing? A bit of a different video today. In the car, driving to uni. And for those of you who don't know, my name's Francis. I like to just yap a little bit on my YouTube channel about things that come to my mind. And tonight, something was just on my mind, and I really wanted to talk about love. The idea of love. And not necessarily the love that we always hear about in relationships, about loving one another. It's including that, it's just about loving others, right? How do you love someone? What does love look like? And how do you love like Jesus? This has been on my mind for so long, and I was really thinking about it tonight, especially because I was very blessed enough to receive a message from my friend telling me that during our time in California together, that I was I really managed to inspire him on his journey with Christ. And I thought about that, and it was like that, him saying that gave me some type of fulfillment that I've never felt. The only feeling it's able to be compared to is when someone else might have said the same thing, that, hey, you've helped me a lot with my journey with Christ. You've helped me see things in a different light. When someone says that to you, that's a whole different type of feeling. It's different than when someone says, I love you. It's like, hey, you helped me with my journey with Christ. That's sends chills down my spine. I think it's one of the highest, if not the highest compliment you could get. To be a light in someone's life, that you can inspire them to see that they were beautifully and wonderfully created by our Creator. And sorry if I jump around on this. I'm just kind of yapping, and I always say I'm no expert in these areas of what I say. I'm someone, a big lover of Jesus Christ. I'm a follower, and a lot of life experiences that I've gone through, and I love to just share them. And if you relate, you relate. If not, you don't. And if this happens to come on your timeline, you just want to eat while watching something, and it's like that. And that's why I make these videos. But yeah, so let's talk about how to love someone. I think in this day and age, how to love someone, we always see it as just doing a lot for them. But when we do a lot for them, we see it in a very romantic way. For example, getting flowers for your girlfriend, or buying your boyfriend something. I don't know what the equivalent of flowers is, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Or gift cards and little presents, and it's like, oh, it's so thankful. But then there's always that type of emptiness, I would say, right? It doesn't last. So how do you love someone like Jesus? And how do you give them the love that will last way longer than how long flowers last? And I think that it's almost teaching them how to love themselves, and it's like teaching them how to love themselves and help them see that, one, they're created by God, and two, that yes, like doing as much as you can for them, but definitely not expecting anything in return, and also not thinking so much in a material sense. So let's talk about that first point. So helping them realize how beautifully and wonderfully they're made. Around this time, a lot of young kids, a lot of people in general, are going through depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation. It's sad. And to be able to help someone see how loved they are, not only by you, but by someone else, I think, and someone else being God, I think that's the most beautiful thing you can do for them. To help them come to their senses sounds a little bit too harsh, but help them realize that I am beautifully and wonderfully made. As much flaws as they are with me, someone still loves me throughout them all. And you being someone that loves them no matter what, not doing things to them, just not giving them just material things, but genuinely being for them, loving them no matter what, despite the mistakes they make, despite their flaws. That is how you love like Jesus. There's no person in this world that doesn't deserve love. There's no person in this world that doesn't deserve forgiveness. And that's the mindset that we need to carry, especially as followers of Christ. As soon as you think that one person, the murderer down the street, doesn't deserve forgiveness, as touchy of a subject that is, and as sensitive as that can be, you have to soften your heart enough to realize that. And yes, they deserve consequences. We all deserve consequence for action. I'm not saying that we're just going to let the murderer go, but I'm saying that despite that he murdered someone and took someone's life, and understanding that he still has to go through a consequence and not excusing his behavior or his actions, and as hard as it is going to be, finding it in your heart to forgive them is the way that Christ wants us to live. And a big thing of that is just how Christ loves us. If we are genuine, true followers of Christ, and we understand how Christ loves us, how John 3:16, he sent his only son on the cross to die for us in our sins. And we look at so many stories in the Bible. For example, the first thing I can think of is Jesus and Barnabas, right? Just how Barnabas was freed and Jesus was taken, and it should have been the other way around, but him taking that on and us being Barnabas, but Jesus still forgives them. And I just think, if Jesus can forgive us, since Jesus has forgiven us, and we still turn our back on him every day, it's like there's no reason why anybody on this earth shouldn't be forgiven or shouldn't be loved. And that's been on my mind for a while. And adapting that mindset helps us love like Jesus, because then we don't always rely on material things to give to people to show them how appreciated they are. We make time for them. We help them with whatever they need in their life. We don't just rely on the material things to show them how appreciated they are. And at least for me, like, of course, I love gifts. I'm a human. But someone taking time out of the day to help me with something, I think that would, like, whatever it is I would need, I think that would make me a lot more happy. It's like, wow, this person cares about me enough to take time out of their day to do this for me. And so that is how we love like Jesus. I personally think, and as I've seen. And through that, through loving like Jesus and presenting yourself in that way, not to boast, not for pride or ego boosting or anything, but when you genuinely just love people that way and you show it, then people are gonna see your actions. And you shouldn't do it for other people, but when people see your actions and people see Jesus through you, it's like, wow, you can inspire someone to be good. You can inspire someone to be great and live for Jesus, live like Jesus too. We're all called to be like Christ. So I might be jumping from point to point here, but you can tell how much it's been on my mind to be able to say stuff like this. And I've been very blessed since from a very young age to adapt this mindset of being able to love other people, being able to forgive. I've been called naive a couple times. And I'm not saying that, people that do bad things don't deserve consequences, but I just don't believe that we can differentiate ourselves on this earth by good and bad people. I don't think we can do that, because we're all bad, we're all sinners, we're all broken. And as soon as we start differentiating ourselves and separating ourselves like that, that's where everything just goes downhill, because now you feel as if you have this moral superiority over the man that's not Christian. No, they deserve Jesus just as much as you do. And yes, your faith may be stronger, but you are not a better follower of Christ. There's no such thing. Because you fall every day. You fall every day. You go through something every single day. And you sin. So, again, sorry if I'm going a little off topic, but it's been on my mind. So it's like, we're called to be like Christ, to love deeply. In 1 Peter 4, verse 6, to love, because love covers a multitude of sins. I'm sorry if I got the verse wrong, but I love that Bible verse. Love covers a multitude of sins, and I just pray and I hope that we can realize that love should be the ruler of the world. We should love deeply, love no matter what. No matter what means that no matter what. We can't throw those three phrases around. We can't throw those three phrases around. Loving no matter what. That's just, and it's hard. It's so hard because people do each other dirty every day. People talk behind your back. People betray you. But finding it in yourself to get to the point where, okay, I've been done dirty, but I'm still gonna choose to forgive him and love him the way that Jesus loved and forgave me. Whew, that's just gonna give you so much more joy, fulfillment, satisfaction in your life compared to having a grudge against them. They need Jesus just as much as you do, and you can't rob them of that. You can't cut people off and not show them that they can be loved by Jesus too. So it's been on my mind, and yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that tonight. And to sum everything up, and the main things that I'd love for all of us to take away, whoever's watching this, is that when you love, don't love by giving materialistic things. I think materialistic things are great too, but understand that fully immersing yourself in God's presence and understanding that the time that you give someone is actually much more valuable than just a materialistic gift that you can give them. I think that's point one. And point two, is just loving so deeply, loving so hard that no amount of sin or hardship that you go through, someone goes through, someone puts you through, could ever get in the way of forgiveness or love for another person. I don't know if I worded that right, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. Just loving hard, loving deeply, covering all the multitude of sins, and just understanding that nobody deserves to be cut off from God's love. Everyone has access and should have access to experience the love of Jesus Christ, and you can be that person to inspire another person. So yeah, just a little yap session, and I pray that whoever's watching this and you're going through that if you're just feeling as if you can't forgive someone, just let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. One of the biggest things I learned from holding grudges is that it makes your life worse, although in the moment you think this making it better. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus teaches us that before you give your gift at the altar, to reconcile with your brothers and sisters. And that's something that's always been on my mind, is that you can't fully worship God with a pure heart, a pure, genuine heart and love for Him, if you have hate and deceit for other people in your heart. You can't treat people like garbage and worship God at the same time. I might just leave it at that. Have a good day.